Good evening, everybody. I hope that you all are fine. Today, we are going to do a lesson which is the continuation of the series that I have been doing for last couple of days. So it is narration. Actually, I have already taught it in the class, but I want to once again do the same thing so that the students online, they will be benefited from this. So this is narration change, and as I told you earlier that in narration change we have mainly 5 types of sentences. They are when we talk about the speech, they are assertive sentences, interrogative, imperative, optative, exclamatory, and the speech. Let us, without much delay, let us move on to our explanation part. Now, speech. The utterance of sentences, or the utterance or sentences that a speaker says is called speech. So we may narrate the speech of a speaker in 2 ways. So one is the direct way, the other one is indirect way. So we may directly quote his or her actual words. This is called direct speech or direct narration. Since we do not make any change to the speech of a speaker at the time of saying it. So this is called direct speech or narration, direct narration. Now we may narrate or report what he or she said without directly quoting his or her actual words. This is called indirect speech or indirect narration. Since we make change to the speech of the speaker at this time of reporting it, that is why it is called indirect. Okay. Now the speaker at this time of change to the speech of the speaker at the time of reporting it. Now let us take this example direct. Rajiv said, "I am very busy now." In the indirect, Rajiv said that he was very busy then. So you see that there are certain changes. I changes into he, and I have brought one that here. Then am changes into was very busy. Now changes into then. These are the things that we need to know. It will be noticed that in direct speech we use inverted commas. Double inverted commas usually used to mark off the exact words of the speaker. In indirect speech, we do not use any inverted commas. That is very basic rule. So, very important thing that you, from direct to indirect, remove these inverted commas. And there is one more comma. It comes before the reported speech. Before the reported speech. The outside one is called reporting speech and inside one is called reported speech. Now it will be noticed that the direct speech we use inverted comma to mark off the exact words of the speaker. In indirect speech we do not. In the direct speech there are 2 basic parts. Number 1, reporting verb, and then reported speech. In the example of direct speech given above, I am very busy is kept inside inverted commas. So, I am very busy. This sentence is called reported speech, and we have to change this speech. This is called reported speech. On the other hand, the verb said is used by Rajiv to report his speech. That is why said is called reporting verb. So, reporting verb always stays outside inverted comma. I know the children get very confused. Students get very, very confused that, sir, how do we know which is reporting, which is reported? That is why I always tell no need of knowing that reporting, reported, just remember verb inside the inverted commas, verb outside the inverted commas, or speech inside inverted commas, speech outside inverted commas. That is the funda that you remember. Nobody will ask you which is reporting verb, which is reported speech. Actually, you have to change the narration. That is all. But if you remember their name, it is very good because you can explain it to others. It will be further noticed that in changing the above direct speech into indirect, certain changes have to be made. First of all, conjunction that has been used before the indirect statement, and it happens not in case of all the types of sentences. It mainly happens in assertive sentence, in optative sentence, okay, in optative sentence, and in some of the imperative sentence we use that. Now the pronoun I is changed into he. The pronoun is changed, okay, the pronoun is changed in person, right? It may change from first person to third person or second person, etc. But I would tell you, my dear students, there is no book as such which will ever give you very concrete idea of changing the pronouns. In fact, you will be very confused about the use of pronouns. So it will be my advice to use your sense. Try to understand what the speaker is telling, and if you can understand that, then you will be able to easily understand what should be used: he, she, I, me, you, etc. Next, the verb am is changed into was. Present tense is changed to past tense. Yes. When it happens? When the reporting verb is in past tense. That means when the verb outside is in past tense. Outside means, I mean this verb. The verb outside here, look at this, outside verb is said. So this verb is called reporting verb. When it is in past tense, we always change the verb inside, which is called reported verb, into past tense. This is very important, you should remember. Now, when it is in past tense, but when it is in present tense or in future tense, we do not change the tense of the verb here. We can change the verb. Am maybe change it to is. Okay? But don't change the tense here. That is very important to remember. And then the adverb now changes into then. Adverb now changes into then. There is a list of all these adverb of time, place, etc. I'll be giving you here. You will be able to understand what changes to what. Now let us take some few more rules. General rules. These are all general rules. General rule means it is applicable to all the sentences. If the reporting verb, that means the verb outside in the direct speech is in the present tense, present perfect tense, or future tense, then the tense of the verb in reported speech does not change. Only the person changes. Now, what is it? It sounds very confusing, right? Don't be confused. Now, just remember, if this verb, this is called reporting verb, if it is in present tense, again come to this verb, it is in future tense. If it is in future tense, we do not change the tense, but we can change the person, right? Like I changes into she, and then I am using is, not with she you cannot use am, that is why she is. So I am changing the form. Okay, am changes into is, but I do not change the tense. Okay, so what are the two things? If it is present simple, P-R-E-S-E-N-T, present simple, or future, F-U-T-U-R-E, future. So don't even write present simple. If the outside verb, I mean reporting verb, is in present tense or in future tense, no change, no C-H-A-N-G, change, is there in the tense of, T-E-N-S-E, tense of the reported, R-E-P-O-R-T-E-D, reported verb. No change of tense, remember, tense. But the verb may change, like here, am changed into is. Okay, so remember, when you have present simple or future, no change in the tense, but the verb may be changed. Like here, says present tense, has said present tense, it is present perfect, has said present perfect, will say future simple, will say future simple. So in all these cases, I change it into is, it is according to the person. Have changes into has, again according to the person, because with he we use has. Again, love changes into loves because I love, but she loves, but the tenses remain same. Okay, let me come to the rule number 2. When the reporting or principal verb is in the past tense, that means the verb outside, when it is in past tense, all the present tense or of the direct speech are changed into corresponding past tense. It may not be only present tense, it may be future tense. In the reported speech, there may be future tense also. That future tense also will change into past tense, and if there is present tense, that will be changed into past tense. Another rule, I would say, if there is past tense inside as well as past tense outside, then there will be past perfect tense in the inside tense. Okay, now let us take the example. A simple present becomes simple past. Now he said, I am sick. He said that he was sick. Am changes into was. Why? Because the verb outside is in past tense. When the verb outside is in past tense, we always change into past tense. Remember, it's a very important rule. Next, present continuous becomes past continuous. So children, don't be very confused. No need of learning so many things. Just remember present tense, P-R-E-S-E-N-T, present T-E-N-S-E, tense, changes, C-H-A-N-G-E, changes into corresponding, C-O-R-R-E-S-P-O-N-D-I-N-G, corresponding past tense. Okay, this much if you remember, that will be better. No need of learning them separately. It will be making your lesson tedious and long. You will be confused. So this is present continuous changes into past continuous. Okay, next here, see here, present perfect become past perfect. Okay, so this is what, remember this. Now let me come to changing of the past simple and past perfect tense of the direct at the time, direct speech at the time of making indirect. If the reporting verb, that means the verb outside, is in the past tense and past simple tense of the direct speech is changed into past perfect. So what is, make it simple? When there is past tense outside, when there is past tense inside, the inside one changes into past perfect. I know this is the rule. Forget about rule. Just try to understand. He said, this is past tense, man died, past tense. So when there is both side past tense, inside will change into had plus V3. What is the meaning of V3? It is the past participle form of verb. That means third form of the verb. Die, died, died. Right? Don't be confused. Next, if the reporting verb is in the past tense and past perfect and past continuous, then a tense of the direct speech is changed into past perfect continuous. This is again the same rule corresponding. Now here, he said, Jackie said he was playing. That means he had been playing, was playing, had been playing. So no need of making it very confused. Past continuous tense of the direct speech can remain same in the indirect speech. Now, what happens if there is past tense and if there is, direct? He said he was playing. He said that he was playing. The past continuous tense of the direct speech can remain same in the indirect speech. For example, Jackie said he was playing. Jackie said that he was playing. But you can also write Jackie says that he had been playing. You can also write, no problem, that he had been playing. Now, why it is remaining same? Now, here there is a different rule. What is the rule? When there are two actions in the past, whichever action is more important than the other one, that remains past continuous. Okay, so Jackie said he was playing. This playing is more important. He was being busy in some game. So you can keep it as it is. Otherwise, if you want, you can change had been playing, no problem. Now note, past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense do not change their form in the indirect speech. This is very important. So past perfect continuous and past perfect tense, they do not change. Okay, past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense do not change their forms in the indirect speech. Okay, next time I will take one chart and will make it easy for you with the explanation. Now, one more thing I would tell you, it is probably not mentioned here. If it is universal truth, even if there is past tense outside, I mean reporting verb is in past tense, and if it is universal truth inside, we do not change the verb. For example, he said the earth moves around the sun. He said, inverted comma, the earth moves around the sun. When you are changing into indirect, you say, he said that the earth moves around the sun. Don't change the tense, right here in the reported speech. Next, the shall of the future tense is changed into should and will change into would. Okay, now as I told you, if there is future tense in the inverted commas, that will be changed into past tense. If there is future tense, that is will, change into past tense would. So shall change into should, will change into would. Many times I've seen that sometimes the teachers in some schools, they tell you that shall will be changed into would, not should. It is because they believe that shall, when you are changing into should, it changes its meaning. Should refers to some obligations and duty. It might subtly change the meaning of the sentence. And that could be the reason why the teachers tell you not to change into should but would. But shall, should is always the past tense of shall, no doubt. Now the tense may not change if the statement is still relevant or if it is universal truth. Just now, as I told you, we often choose, we can often choose whether to keep the general tense or change them. The past tense is often used when is uncertain if the statement is true when we are reporting objectively. For example, it may happen sometimes when you are speaking, at that time the things is still happening. For example, habit. For example, if I say Raja said Rani goes for morning work every day. So you can say Raja said that morning Rani goes for morning work every day. Goes for morning work. I'm not changing tense. Went for morning work, I'm not saying. So that way, I know his address, said Kamal. Kamal said that he knows his address because he still knows. He knew his address. If you use he knew, that means now he forgot. Isn't it? So the meaning is a little changed. So it's better when the speaker is saying this dialogue, even at that time, the thing is present. Okay, we can often choose whether to keep the original tense or change them depending on the situation. Now, the teacher said the earth moves around the sun. This is universal truth. Teacher said that the earth moves around the sun. Okay, Emma said English is easy to learn. MU said English is easy to learn. MU said that English is or was easy to learn. Now, still is easy, and it maybe was, you can write, better you can say is, because is still present. Now, there is one more rule. These are all general rules, students. If the reporting verb is in the present perfect tense of the direct speech, okay, the tense of the direct speech do not change into indirect speech. For example, he says he is busy. He says that he is busy. So if the reporting verb in the present is in the present tense, the tense of the direct speech do not change. As I told you, if there is present tense outside, inside tense do not change. Present tense outside, inside change. The verb is not changed, like is going, has just said. Now says, here says, has passed, no change. That we already have done. Now the modal auxiliaries, what the modal auxiliaries? Can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, ought, need, dare, must, used to, have to. These 14 verbs are modals. When the modal auxiliaries will, shall, can, may, the direct speech are changed, are there. If there is in the reporting verb, it is in past tense, they will be changed according to correspondingly, like will change into would, shall will change into should, can will change into could, may will change into could, might in the direct speech. Okay, so these are the example. You can pause your video and just have a look at this. You will be able to understand. If you still have any doubt, please write in the comment box. I will get back to you. Could, might, should, ought to, would, used to, etc. remain unchanged in the indirect speech. For example, the teacher said to the students, you might go now. The teacher told the student that he might go or she might go. The teacher said to the students, you ought to respect your parents. The teacher told the students that they ought to respect their parents. Okay? So, all right. So, we will be, now I think you understood the tense. Now, there is one more change of person. As I told you, children, there is no specific book and rule where you can change according to the formula. For example, the pronouns of the direct speech are changed where necessary so that their relation with the reporter and his hearer rather than with the original speaker are indicated. Observe the following example. He said to me, I don't believe you. He said to me that he didn't believe me. He said to him, I do not follow you. He said to him that she did not follow him. I said to him, I don't like you. I told him I didn't like him. Now, let me tell you said and told. What is the difference between said, S-A-I-D, said, and T-O-L-D? When the person to whom you are speaking is mentioned, that means object is mentioned, O-B-J-E-C-T, object is mentioned, then you use told. Otherwise, you can use said. He said that he was going to Kolkata, or he said that he is going to Kolkata. He told me that he was going to Kolkata. So, the person to whom it is spoken, if that is mentioned, better you use told, because told needs an object, but said does not need an object. But by chance, if you are using said with an object, you have to bring one too. He said to me, or said to her, or said to them, etc. Okay, so change of person You have to read the sentence and try to grasp the meaning who is said to whom. Just think twice, thrice, and then you get the change. If you practice 2-3 times, you will have a hang on. Okay? Hang over it. Now, the words expressing nearness in time, place generally change into the words expressing distance in time and place. I'm just showing this. You can changes now changes into then, here changes into there, ago, before, thus, so, this, that, today, that day, tomorrow, next day, or the following day, yesterday, the day before, or the previous day, last night, the night before, or the previous night. These changes into those. So here is the example. He said, I'm glad to be here this morning. He said that he was glad to be there that morning. There that morning. One more thing. In this case, when we are changing these adverbials, if there is past tense here, I mean if the reporting verb is past tense, then only you will change this. Otherwise, if it is in present tense or future tense, don't change this. Okay? So this is the rule you have to remember. Now, there are some examples. I'll just tell you and then I'll get back to the question answer part. Say, said, or tell, told are used depending on the tense. Now, inverted comma is omitted and conjunction that is used. Now, in case of assertive sentence, we have to bring that. For example, direct, Jackie said, I'm eating rice. Jackie said that he was eating rice. Why was? Because there is past tense outside. Raju said, I will go to Dhaka tomorrow. Raju said that he would go to Dhaka the next day or the following day. Like this. So please read this and get the idea. You can pause the video. So children, I'm not going to linger more. I'm just showing this. You can do these exercises, and if you have any doubt, you can tell me. I'm just giving you the answer. The first one, the man says, I shall do it. The man says that he will do it. Don't say he shall do it. He will do it, because it is in present tense. Reporting verb is in present tense. I shall changes into he will. With he, we don't use shall. Okay? Unless it is emphatic. So it will be he will do it. And take this one. She said, I want to go. She said that she wanted to go. She said that she wanted to go. Why wanted? Because outside past tense. So inside should be past tense. So children, from question number 1 right up to 15 will be your assignment. So do this. Okay? I hope that you understood. You can pause at some of the places to understand the video, to understand the lesson. And if there is any query, you can ask me in the comment box. I would be happy to answer your question. Till then, bye. Have a nice dream. Have a nice sleep. Enjoy yourself. Never feel that English is difficult. English is always very, very easy, provided you understand the rules and regulations. So bye for now. Thank you, dear students, for being with me so long. God bless you. Bye for now.